Hi loves, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Moya with Baddies in the Bag. If you're new here, subscribe. If you're not new, make sure you have your notification bells turned on. Today we're going to be cash stuffing our $20 Friday challenge, and we'll be talking about copiers. So I have to touch on this topic because I do realize that it is a huge topic within the budgeting community. People stealing designs, people copying designs, and I'm here today to just give you guys the sad and hard truth about designs being stolen and copycats. Keep watching. Okay, so let's start because this is a very interesting topic, and I'm just going to give y'all the honest truth about copying designs and copycats. You guys know Moya. I'm just going to speak how things are. I don't sugarcoat, and I really don't, like, I'm going to tell y'all exactly how it is. And this is just going to be the hard truth that we all have to just come into realization that this is just how it is. So here's the thing, there's two things. There's copying ideas and copying designs, right? Let's start with copying ideas. Whose idea was it to put money, to budget in cash? Whose idea it was to budget in cash? Whose idea was it to put cash in books, in binders, etc.? I know it wasn't your idea. You didn't come up with that idea. I didn't come up with that idea. The original person who came up with that idea, did you give them their flowers? Did you go to that person and give that person the credit? When you're posting your cash stuffing videos, did you include that person inside of your description, giving that person credit? Let's talk about it. Who came up with the idea to have cars, metal iron things on wheels to carry us around instead of our 2 feet? Whose idea was that? Whose idea was it to create olive oil? How many different olive oil brands do you know? Whose idea was it to create rice, flour, eggs, to do eggs, to start selling eggs in the little egg pouches that they have in the store? How many different brands do y'all see doing that same egg pouch thing in the store? Think about it like this, right? Somebody comes up with an idea, we get inspired. That's just the honest truth. You get inspired by the idea, you take it on, either you create your own business doing that same idea, or you apply that idea to your life. Are we walking around giving flowers to these people that we're taking their ideas from? No, that's just the truth. I want you to comment below and tell me that every idea that you have copied, you have given credit to the person, or you have thrown their flowers to them. Don't you think the people who created their ideas are sitting back, just like you're sitting back, and watching all of us with their ideas and didn't receive credit, and they're just sitting back looking at us like, wow, look at all these copycats? It's the sad truth. If we're really going to talk about copying ideas, what I really have to say is the world is about copying. Someone comes up with the idea, other people copy it. You know why? Because everyone was not made creative. Everyone's brain was made differently. There's a creative person, and then there's people who are going to copy the creative person. That's just the truth of how the world is. Another thing is, when you come up with your ideas and you're putting your ideas out to the public eye, you have to consider the fact that you might get copied. That's just the truth. You're putting your ideas out to thousands of people. Thousands of people are watching your products. Thousands of people are watching you do the thing that you're doing. Why do you think someone's not going to get inspired and copy you? That's just the reality of things. If you're looking to be the person with your ideas not copied, then girl, you're not doing something right. That's how I think about it. I'm honestly speaking. I'm not saying that copycats are right for what they're doing. I'm saying that it's no way to stop it, especially if you are a creative person. You put your ideas out there, they're going to get copied. People are not going to give you your flowers. That's just life. Everyone is not a good person like you are. Everyone doesn't have a great heart like you do. Think about it that way, because that's how it is. Me personally, I've been in the budgeting community for almost 2 years. I've never gotten any of my designs or ideas copied. And if I started to see someone copying my stuff, to be honest, yes, I'm not saying that I wouldn't feel some type of way. I would be like, oh man, she copied my stuff. Now she's making money off of it. I would be like, I probably need to make it a little bit more unique so that it's harder to get copied. That's how you have to think about it. So we talked about copying ideas. That's just going to happen regardless. You yourself is copying other people's ideas every day. I'm sure that you see things or someone doing something, but hey, that's a great idea. Let me go buy me one. We do it every day, guys. We do it in everyday life. If you see someone with a wagon, they dragging their wagon to the beach, and you know how you go to the beach and you have to carry like your glue, your bag, everything separate? You see someone with a wagon, they put everything inside the wagon and pull everything at once at the beach. You're thinking to yourself, that's a great idea. That's something that's taking off the work of you. That actually makes more sense to carry everything at once. Let me go buy a wagon. Did you walk up to that person and be like, hey, I'm inspired by the way you bring in your wagon. I'm going to buy one and I hope you don't mind. I'm giving you your credit for the idea of doing that. No, majority of the time we see people, we go out in the world, we see people do things, we think it's a great idea. We go home and we copy it. We don't give them their flowers. We don't give them a credit where credit is due, because that's what I see a lot of you guys are saying. The hard truth about the words, not everyone is as good as you and have a good heart as you do. So we might walk up to them and give that person their credit. Other people might not, guys, and that's just how the world is. If you're going to be catering to the public, then you just have to understand that. That's the hard truth. You are going to have to understand that the public gets inspired and they copy people's ideas and people's designs. Now let's talk about designs. You're scrolling on Instagram and you see a nail design. Oh, that looks perfect. Did you reach out to that nail person who did that design and be like, hey girl, I love your design. It's absolutely beautiful. I think I'm going to do the same design. Did you give that person their credit and flowers? Majority of the time, people don't do that. Let's be for real. Let's be honest with ourselves. You see a hairstyle that you really like, the hairstyle you might have in today. Who came up with that design of doing the hair like that? Right now, I'm wearing bohemian braids with the curls going through it. Who came up? Whose design was this? Who was the original designer of this? I don't know. I didn't even reach out to them and give them their flowers because I don't even know who they are, is what I'm saying. You see what I'm trying to say? On the daily, we copy designs as well. So why are we mad when we are on the other end of the stick getting our designs copied? We're mad about not getting credit using our designs, but yet still we ourselves don't give credit for other people's designs that we use. It's like, it's giving hypocritical. I'm being honest. And you guys know I'm just going to tell y'all exactly how it is. It's just the way the world works. If you're putting your stuff publicly in the public eye in front of thousands of people, people are going to copy and not give you credit. Just like how you see things on Instagram that inspires you and you don't give them credit. It's the same thing. What I can say is, another thing is, I've looked on the budgeting community, in the budgeting community, I've seen so many designs that can easily be put together. I've seen designs that are using Canva templates, that are using Canva's PNGs, Canva stuff. Remember, Canva is a worldwide app. People, thousands of people have access to the things that are in Canva. If you are designing your stuff and using Canva designs and stuff, why don't you think it's going to be easily copied? I don't understand. You know, they have apps where you can draw your own stuff. Like if you want to draw your own heart, or the way you want to draw your own heart or whatever, and make it a PNG and use it inside of your products. If you want to be more unique and you want people to not copy your stuff, let's just say you want people to, you want it to be harder to copy your stuff. You have to go about it in a smarter way. You cannot be using stuff from platforms that has thousands and millions of people that has had access to that platform or app, and expect that your things are not going to get copied. It doesn't make sense. If you think about it logically, it doesn't make sense. If you're going on Canva and you're using a heart that's on Canva, that heart is accessible to millions of people. If someone sees your design, oh hey, I probably could find this on Canva. They go on Canva, they find that exact heart. Why don't you think they're going to copy your idea the exact way? It's not, I'm not saying that copycats are correct for copying other people's ideas. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, if you're putting your work in front of thousands of people and using things that are accessible to thousands of people, the people are going to copy. That's the hard truth. The people are going to copy your work. If you want them to, or you want your work to be harder to copy, then you have to add unique things to your items. Things that are harder to find. Things that when people type them in Google, they won't just pop up. Things that when people type them in Canva, they won't just pop up. That's how you have to do it if you don't want your stuff to be copied, or you want it to be harder for people to copy. You guys are making these easy designs that are accessible on Canva, that are accessible on any type of whatever platform you're using to create your stuff, and expect no one to copy. You cannot get rid of the copiers. You can trademark or copyright your product. That's an option. And then when someone copies it, then you can get them to take it down if you're so worried about it. You get what I mean? But the reality is, you're putting your stuff in front of thousands of people. Somebody's going to get inspired by it. Especially if it looks damn good. Especially if it's beautiful. People are going to get inspired. Just like we see nail designs, hair designs, whatever, clothing designs, shoe designs, and we're looking like, wow, that's absolutely beautiful. Let me go get that done. It's the same thing. And we say, let's go get the hair done, the nails done. We didn't reach out to the original designer of those things and be like, hey, I'm going to give you credit. Or we didn't tag them in our thing and give them credit. So what are we talking about? Guys, just be real. You guys sound like you are living on a fairy tale planet. I don't get it. We are living in real life, guys. And the reality of real life, when you're putting your stuff out to the public, there is a possibility that it can get copied. Okay? That's just what it is. And you might not get credit for it, just like we don't give credit to every single person we stole an idea from, no matter what the idea was, or no matter what the design was. That's just the truth. That's just the sad truth. Me personally, do I worry about copycats? I absolutely don't. I have my customer base, I have the people who love me, and whatever I'm doing, they're going to support me. I could care less about a copier. I don't care. The way I see those copiers is, oh, so you're not creative, so you can't come up with your own idea. Oh, sad, shame on you. That's how I look at them. I don't care about them. And the fact that they're copying me means that I'm creative, that what I'm producing is absolutely beautiful. So me, I don't really worry about copiers too much. And you shouldn't either. Because if that's where you're going to focus your energy and your time, sad to say, you're not going to elevate. You have to think about it in the way in which I'm saying copiers are going to be there regardless. There's nothing you can do about that other than making your stuff a little bit more unique where people cannot copy it. I've never had any of my products copied before. Never. I've never seen any of my designs copied in the budgeting community. Never. Why? When I'm creating my designs, I'm not using templates. I start from a blank canvas and I come up with my own things, and I will use even 5 different elements from 5 different places. So how is that person going to copy? Unless they're going to have to go find those 5 places that I found my elements from or my PNGs and use it. Another thing is, if you're going to do it this way, in which you're trying to be a little bit more unique than everyone else, just be careful about the PNGs that you use. Make sure they're not like copyrighted to other people. You know what I mean? That's another thing that you have to deal with when trying to be a little bit more unique from others. So copycats are going to be there, guys. We ourselves are copycats. If we're being real, if we're being honest, we all are copycats. We have copied in our lives and we're still copying today. Okay? And we copy and we don't give credit. That's just how life is. It's not such a big deal for us to be mean to people about. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's be for real. Let us be for real. We spend hours and hours and hours and hours designing our stuff, but guess where the problem is? We are designing our stuff with things that are very accessible to the thousands and millions of people that we're worried about stealing our stuff. That's the problem. If you're designing something where it's hard for the person to find that element that's on your thing, it's going to be harder to be copied. You get what I'm saying? So probably what you guys need to do is start using stuff that are not accessible to millions of people. Start to try to find your stuff from different sources, or try to create your own stuff on Procreate. I think that's what it's called, Procreate. You can draw your little hearts and stuff, turn them into PNGs. That's how you do it different. Because guess what? You're the person who created that. How are they going to find that one heart on your thing to copy it? They cannot. If we're using things that are accessible to millions of people, it is going to get copied and they're going to copy it. That's just the reality of life, guys. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. That's just how it is, y'all. We are all inspired. We take inspiration from things we see all the time, and majority of the time we don't even know where it originated or who was the creator or the designer. Let's be for real. If we're being honest, just be honest. So for $20 Friday, we have missed 2 Fridays, so we're shading in 2 jars and we're adding $80 to the pan. So the 40 was for me, the other 40 is for my boyfriend. So yeah, we missed 2 Fridays. We're adding $80 to the jar. $80 added to the jar. I can say that we're almost halfway through $20 Friday. So yes, unfortunately, copiers are going to copy, especially if your work is absolutely beautiful. Instead of taking it as an offense, Just take it as a compliment. That's all you can do, unless you're going to copyright or trademark your stuff. Then in that way you can have them take them down. But if you're not gonna do that, well honey, sad to say, your stuff are gonna get copied regardless. So what we're gonna do, can't do nothing about it but make your stuff more unique so that it's harder to be copied. That's what you gotta do. So don't hanker on people copying your work and being mad about it and being mean to others because of people copying your stuff. Just make it a little bit more unique. Get more creative and get your stuff from different places where millions of people don't have access to. Or start creating your stuff from scratch. Draw your little icons, your little PNGs from scratch, and do your own thing if you're worried about being copied like that. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching the video. I hope that y'all didn't take offense to what I said, because that's just the harsh truth. And if you did take offense, oh well, you don't like to hear the truth, and that's okay. But I will see y'all in the next video. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.